About 6 months after launching nativedsd.com, we figured that it would be fun to also record some of our own music. So that's what we did. We invited 8 different artists to record here in the MCO studios in Hilversum. There was 2 rules. It had to be all balanced and mixed right here on the stage behind me. And the second rule was that it would all be done in one take. In this video, we'll show you the process of the recording session, working with the artist, telling you a little bit about the DSD technique, and you'll hear some really exciting and new music.
Dus de bedoeling is, je gaat gewoon hoeveel je wil en op een gegeven moment zeg je, dit vinden we de mooiste.
Ja.
Oké.
Nou, gewoon een paar keer doen.
Gaan we nu ook hier dan uitkiezen, vandaag?
Dan ga ik, ja, dat kan. Of ik stuur het gewoon naar je toe en ik denk van, laat ik kiezen.
It's a song called Empty Space, and it's an old piece of mine, so I played it with various other groups, and when we just met each other we experimented a lot, and I just brought in this piece and it worked perfectly well with organ and violin, so that's why we choose it to play it.
Well, we heard about this DSD thing just, some weeks ago. I sort of understand it, but I couldn't explain it myself what it is, so it's still quite a mystery, and we just think it's going to be, the result is going to be really nice.
It might be even better.
Better than real.
It's so clear and so
Well, it was
lively.
quite bizarre that we played it here and directly we went to listen, and that was such a much better sound.
Yeah.
That's quite bizarre.
Yeah.
So it's surreal.
So it's bizarre.
When I listened back the result, I was very surprised about the reality of it. In a way clearer than I had in my ears being here. So in the beginning you then sort of doubt your own ears, and the second thought is that you're just happy with the new technique.
If I would be able to edit, I would have maybe replaced 1 or 2 notes in the track I chose.
I mean, that's the same thing we have in a concert. We would like to, predict everything and so on, but that's sort of the part of the fun of it, that we cannot.
It will definitely bring the music, whatever that music might be, closer to somebody who is sitting in his kitchen or his living room or walking, and that's really important.
The idea of Just Listen is to have all the kinds of musical tastes together on one go for you to listen to in an atmosphere of not a recording session, because they do have to play or sing at one go. We're not doing any kind of post-production, but we are recording in 256 DSD, right?
It's actually not possible to do the post-pro.
Not if you're going to keep it in 256.
Yeah, that has a big artistic advantage because the musicians have to play in one go in a room that's rather dry. So we add a little something.
Yes, we do.
But
That's our secret to you.
Yeah.
For the rest, it's just a very clean line coming from the studio into the hall here using the most advanced equipment that we have available, and just to keep it as clean and crisp as possible.
Absolutely. So what we do is we make actually a mix inside the hall.
Right.
We try to position the people around our main system of microphones, and that is the key ingredient to the balance.
So instead of moving the microphone, if it's not in balance, we have to move that person who's singing or playing. And they have to get used to it too, because they have to sing or play in balance.
We use an AB, so 2 omnidirectional mics, spaced about, 30, 35, 40 centimeters. And an MS system, a mid-side stereo technique. The difference is normally mid-side stereo techniques have a cardioid microphone, but we use an omnidirectional microphone, which is kind of the signature move of Jared sax. There's coming a singer and a guitar player, so we both give them a spot mic just to enhance a bit of the attack, which is important in guitar and in singing.
Oh ja, dat maakt echt niet uit. Dan doe ik hem op 5.
Ja, en dan die op 4. For the vocals we're using a different mic. And it's also a different cable, so we need to repatch some things to make sure that we have everything in the right order in the control room.
Wil jij het liefst gewoon staan, denk ik?
Nee, ik kom erbij zitten.
Ja, gewoon...
En eigenlijk het liefst zelfs gewoon echt hier, maar ik weet niet of jullie
Ja.
hier zetten.
Het is een beetje, er wordt een beetje te mono-achtig. Je kan wel dichterbij, maar niet zo.
Nee, je kan niet echt letterlijk naast elkaar worden. We zijn natuurlijk gewend gewoon aan de keukentafel.
Het is wel leuk dat jullie helemaal vergeten volgens mij dat je in een studio zit.
Ja, dus dan hopen we dat het zo gaat worden.
Nee, maar zo voelt het ook. En het grappige is dat het voor ons is het ook zo, want het is natuurlijk heel bijzonder om het op de ouderwetse manier te doen. Dat je gewoon het in één keer, ook op zo'n plek en met, super om het zo te doen.
Nou, wij hadden wel bedacht dat het leuk is om zacht te zingen.
Ja.
Zij zacht zingt en dat ik niet te hard speel.
Nee, maar dat is dan de uitdaging om het helemaal akoestisch goed te krijgen. We zetten wel microfoons bij jullie, maar dat is echt support.
Ja.
Ja. Terwijl als je, normaal gesproken zou dat echt een hoofdonderdeel zijn. Maar we willen nu echt voor de hoofdmicrofoons de balans goed krijgen.
Precies, dat is waar het om gaat. Ja.
Ja.
Normaal is het andersom, hè? Dan zijn dit de hoofddingen en dat een beetje voor
Precies,
erbij.
een beetje ambience.
Grappig, ja.
We zijn heel erg gewend geraakt aan een soort sound waarbij je gebruik maakt van microfoons die heel dichtbij staan. Dat is een bepaalde sound, ook bij deze muziek die jullie spelen. Maar dat is ook gewenning, conditionering. En de vraag is dus, wat gebeurt er als je die ene stap terugzet, zoals we nu doen, en dat je het echt eigenlijk helemaal op eigen kracht doet.
We just get together and then we listen to some music and then we find a song that we both like and then we kind of start playing around with it. Almost always like a bit improvised, you know, a bit in the moment. Yeah.
Because we really have a nice connection when we play medium swing.
Yeah.
It's true. We try to make it as naturally as possible for us and still maintain the feeling of the song and the emotion and stuff. They captured like this really natural, roomy vibe. It's like you have the feeling that you're in the same room as we are. And then if you make one takers, it's always something magical can happen, and then you got it. And it can go wrong, but then you just have to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kom eens even deze laatste take even horen.
Oké. Ja.
Luister maar.
When an early autumn walks the lane
It chills the breeze and touches with her hand the summer trees. Perhaps you'll understand what memories I own.
Ja, zangtechnisch, maar de andere scoort wel op energie.
Ja.
Dus je hebt daar wel echt meer live feel of zo.
Zeker.
Of je zegt, nou, nu weet je wat je wil.
Ja, maar dat is ook maar weer de vraag of dat lukt. Hè? Ja.
Nou ja, weet je, je kan hem altijd weggooien.
Ja,
je kan
ja,
ook
ja.
zeggen van, ik gooi er nog één op. Je weet
Ja.
wat je hebt. Het is goed wat je hebt.
En je hebt het, dus je kan nu risico nemen.
Ja, nee, dat is
Niet
waar.
safe spelen.
Ja.
I think it will definitely have an impact on how people will make music because with all the low quality music that's like out there right now, we just adapted all the music to the little speakers that we play it on. Like everything's really compressed and like it has to be a certain way because we listen to it in a certain way. And I think this should change it because now we can do anything we want. We can make it broad, we can make it small, we can make it, and it still will be able to hear it.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Everything the musicians do, balance-wise, dynamic-wise, can be heard. And that's also a very good reason to record in such a high resolution. Because we need all these details. We need all these micro details.
Does make a real big challenge for the musicians because there will always be little things. But still we have to decide what is the most musical take, of course, but also, keeping the quality that they're saying, all right, we're happy with that take. Go for it.
Maar die kleine verschillen, dus we moeten een beetje proberen dat we die afstand hetzelfde houden. Waren jullie nou iets naar voren gekomen? En dat jullie ook, want jullie waren iets naar binnen gekomen. Het is wel apart. Doen jullie dit vaker? Dat je echt zo in een halve cirkel... Ja, maar dat werkt voor ons ook perfect. Je krijgt dan echt een mooie mengklank. Dus maar dan ga ik toch even een paar stickertjes plakken. Dat je weet, blijf maar staan waar je staat. Dan weet je dat je achter die...
Don't want no short people. Don't want no short people. I don't want no short people.
En dan ook langer.
Ja.
Ook echt een overdreven tussen de punten en dan waar juist lange noten. Dit is ook een punt, ook naar de ene toe. Het is allemaal een beetje, het is mooi, maar een beetje, nu gebeurt er iets genoeg.
It's really amazing the way that it sounds. It really, you can hear each voice separately, and I'm not used to that result with just the mics that we use, it's all live.
It's really organic.
Really, really cool, yeah.
It's just what it is.
Yeah.
Now it sounds like we're singing in front of you, in front of the listener.
Yeah, we sang really, really soft and really intimate, and it actually came through on the recording. That's pretty impressive, where usually we would choose to, we have this range of possibilities and dynamics, and today we had more. That's really nice.
A wonderful world.
So here we are in the control room. See a lot of equipment here. Actually the signal is coming with a direct analog line from the studio. And on the mixing board we make a mix of those microphones, but it's an analog mix. And since the studio is so dry, there's no acoustics, we do add a little ambience. For instance, in this case, I'm adding a little bit of reverb. We use a reverb unit from Bricasti, it's the M7, and we use it to get a bit more ambience in the recording. Since we're recording in a completely dry recording studio, very challenging for the musicians and for us, so we need a little bit of reverb, and we can add it here on the mixing desk. From the mixing desk, things go directly into the converter, the Horus unit made by merging, and things are all registered in Pyramix
straight away, directly into the computer, no mixing, no post-pro. So yeah, it's rather exciting to do it in this way.
Yeah, so this is something that composers that are not so known in Brazil, or they are known, but they're not the main composers of bossa nova and samba. This the first piece we did is called Allegro. Is one part of a movement, one movement of the Mário Tavares, who is a composer, and actually he was a conductor of an orchestra, and they were playing mostly Villa Lobos music. But he also has his own music, which I fell in love one day, and I decided, why not having this jazz formation in this different type than usually they play in like quintet. Yeah, the fact that we balance the volumes when we are playing is new for us, and it makes us play differently and listening more to each other than usually we do when you are amplified. You can just play as loud and someone will make you louder. And here you just have to play two in a one as a band, really. I would like to record more things like this and think more in this process, and arrange more in this process, and try to work together with even more musicians.
It was a great experience, and listening back to it was nice. It's like you hear the depth, you hear the position of every musician.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like you're in the middle of the band, and you can really pinpoint where every musician is. You know, bass comes from there now. In a way, it feels like your identity as a musician kind of. It doesn't matter more, because you know that the people will really hear what you did at that time. That's a nice thing, I think.
Summer was mad, remember the rain. I know people.
Maar het is grappig, want ik dacht eerst, ik hoor mezelf echt heel hard. En toen dacht ik, maar eigenlijk hoor ik iedereen wel als ik daarop let. Ja.
Maar halverwege is één iemand die daar staat.
All I could hear.
Oh, dat ben ik.
Ja, daar.
Ja,
precies. Dat.
Nee, maar dat ben ik.
Ja. Daar.
Dat is gewoon,
Dat is net te
Je
veel.
moet iets laten.
Of iets laten.
Dus moet je op dat moment een klein stapje naar achter zetten. Dat is
Nee, of gewoon naar de lichte zingen.
Ja, precies.
Oh ja. Ja.
Een microfoon is een dom ding. Hij krijgt gewoon wat hij krijgt. En je moet het gewoon... Kijk, in een popstudio gaan iedereen een aparte microfoon. Ja. En dan gaan ze later mixen. Maar ja, dat heeft niks met muziek maken soms eigenlijk. Dat mag ik niet zeggen.
What's broken, what's not?
Yeah, we were very nervous about today. Well, we were talking about it a lot, like, oh my god, if we record, you really hear every single breath you take and every wrong note you sing.
We actually had no idea how it would sound up there. We just did it, and in the end we came up there and it was just perfectly balanced.
Yeah, because you're actually like, oh, we are quite good, we're not that good.
We made some recordings with our choir, but then it was, you do it 20,000 times, and then just this bar and just this line, and now we did it just 3 times, and the whole take was taken, which was more scary, I think, but also more what music is about.
Mm-hmm.
And we never wanted to record an album, because we thought, we're more like live on stage, and we're not that kind of group that can do something perfectly right and without any mistakes. But I think in this format it could work, actually.
It comes closer to the idea of
what we want.
Idea of making music, which is making music in one line, like in one focus.
It's not making us uncomfortable or something. Like, oh shit, I hear every breath I take. It's really like you hear everything, but in a nice way.
If there's a live performance, you don't bother if there's a small mistake as well, because it sounds so full and it comes to you. So I think they just add up to the whole sound.
Until after the shock, when you wake up, what's broken, what's not. When you wake up, what's broken, what's not.
Ravel wrote this as a sort of in memoriam of Debussy. Well, we understood that it is a very high resolution of audio, and we are actually very curious what it's gonna sound like when the recordings are finished.
Yeah, just now we checked a little bit of the image we recorded, and it was really clear. So I find it really interesting and very good. It's a higher level of recording.
Yeah, I think on the recording they added a little bit of reverb, which is very nice to give it this sort of concert hall experience when you listen to it. But at the same time we were able in this studio to really hearing very well each other's playing, which is very important, especially for the first movement of this Ravel, because it's with all the syncopations and stuff, you have to really hear each other very clearly when you're on the stage. The thing that DSD format will add to actually the sort of CD market, which is transforming a lot at these times, is that people are looking for more and more quality, and when you listen to something on YouTube or something, the quality is not always that great, and people are prepared to pay or invest a bit more in really good audio quality, and I think that's why DSD has such a good future.
No, really.
Want jij bent wel de lead vocal.
Ja, nou ja, een beetje gedeeld.
Heb je vaak de melodie of de toplijn? Of
Dat wel.
Ja, maar dan is het mooi dat jij in het midden zit. En het is wel goed om dit echt te zien als de plek waar je naartoe projecteert.
Ja, oké.
Dus niet zozeer alleen in deze microfoon. Dit is natuurlijk eigenlijk echt hetgeen waarmee we het registreren. Het moet gewoon eigenlijk een performance zijn. Het is een soort live gevoel, maar dan zonder publiek.
Ja.
Jij hebt je poorten opengezet, het komt goed, want zij ligt 's nachts in haar bed en dan verlangt ze naar jouw app.
We just played a song called Barcelona. It was an older song of ours.
I wrote the lyrics 5 years ago, and then I had this chorus, and then I brought it to Marcel because I don't play guitar and I don't compose, so he made the rest of the music.
Yeah,
the music.
I didn't have any idea what DSD was before you told us, so we found out here.
Yeah.
Still my Barcelona and still my name, my Barcelona and till out of time. Still my Barcelona and still my Barcelona and still.
So listening back in the control room, yeah, it's a different sound for us because we're used to be recording in different booths, and now we're all in the same space with one microphone, and you get this real live sound, and it sounds really live. So that might be what DSD is as well, or the better resolution. But I'm not sure because there's so much happening at once now. I'm not sure what's what.
Still my name, my Barcelona.
It's an experience. maybe an album becomes more an album again. Like you have to listen it at once.
I think every new type of technology inspires musicians to use it in their music in some way. Inspires you to do new things like effects as well, or amplifiers, or now another recording technique. I think it all helps to drive yourself in another direction than you're used to.
De oor is zo gewend aan loudness. De loudness war.
Ja.
Weet je, alles is gepompt. En dat zeker voor de zang is altijd dit.
Ja.
En dat willen we juist niet doen.
Nee, precies.
Maar, dus je moet ook wennen aan, heeft niet dat impact wat je meestal hoort en wat ze in elke studio is meteen hupsakee, weet je.
Ja, precies. Maar het is wel, de naturel bevalt mij wel heel goed hoor.
Speel wat met haar haar.
That's it.
Yeah.
One go. High artistic value. Absolutely.
For us too.
Absolutely. No. Yeah, you're laughing, but it's actually it adds a lot.
It was a big challenge for us because indeed, because the studio has no acoustic, we still have to make it sound natural.
Yeah.
We have to still think we're sitting on the third or the fourth row, listening to them, and it's doing that with minimal miking is not an easy thing to do.
No.
But
And also for the musicians.
Also for musicians.
Absolutely.
But we think you'll enjoy it.